Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 2487A, and today's date is May 25th, 2021, and the title of the episode is, It Begins, Countries Push Back on the Central Bank Plan. The plan has failed. Let's talk about our health. Collagen product sales are spiking, and for good reason. Collagen is revered for giving skin its strength, elasticity, along with its power to reduce wrinkles. This isn't just hearsay. There's thousands of studies to back up these claims. However, typical collagen supplements you'll find on the store shelves usually don't work because they're filled with cheap or low-quality collagen and sometimes harmful ingredients, which leaves users unsatisfied when they don't see results. This is why you need to use multi-collagen. This collagen is a solution for aging that America is going crazy for. It's the best anti-aging solution on the market with the highest quality collagen blends our bodies need to look and feel younger. I recommend healthwithx22.com. Try it for 51% off by going to healthwithx22.com or click the link in the description. Let's get into the economic collapse financial news. Now, the private wasn't central bank, the deep state, the corrupt politicians, their entire plan to bring us into this great reset, to the green agenda, climate change agenda, it is completely failing. The people understand what's really going on here. Now let's think about this for a second. Since Biden got into office, what have we seen? Well, we've seen the cycle numbers. They've been brought from 40 to 28, so the cases could drop. Trump countered the entire pandemic with a vaccine. They distributed the vaccine. People are hesitant about getting it, but businesses are opening up. People are going back to work. The mask mandates are being dropped. People are freer than ever. But the consumer confidence is dropping. Now, why would that be? Why would consumer confidence drop during a period of time where gyms, restaurants, other businesses can open up and people can go back outside? Because the people understand that the deep state, the private Western central bank, their plan, it's not in the best interest of we the people. Now, if you look at the conference board, they say that consumer confidence index fell from 117.2 from April's 117.5. This is the highest level since February of 2020, just before the pandemic began. The expectations component of the index, which asks consumers to look out over the next 6 months, unexpectedly turned sharply downward, falling to 99.1 from 107.9 in April. Why is that? Because consumers, they don't expect things to improve in the next 6 months. They're expecting things to get a lot worse. They're hearing talks of inflation. They're hearing what Biden and the puppet masters are planning to do. And they're starting to realize this is not going to benefit our businesses, especially with tax increases. Now, think about what is happening here. Biden promised student loan forgiveness. All those people that were voting for Biden to get that student loan forgiveness, and that's a lot of the young individuals, that is not going to happen. Biden is pushing higher taxes on we the people. Do you think people want higher taxes? No. There's been many surveys that saying people rather have a small government and lower taxes. So that's not working in his favor. The Great Reset push to push us into this new economic system where we have to eat bugs, where we have to go completely green. Is that working? No, the people see through all of this. They don't want this. And remember when Janet Yellen was out there and she said, you know something? We need a universal corporate tax across the board. And everyone should just tax everyone the same way. Well, countries now are fighting back. Countries are saying, I don't think this is going to work for us. Actually, Ireland rejects Biden's global corporate tax plans, explaining Ireland has significant reservations, that it would only benefit certain countries. Yes, it would. Other countries are going to speak up now, and they're going to say, we're not in on this. We don't want this. Everything the private Western central bank is trying to do is failing. People now can see this live. There's no cover story. There's no pandemic. There's no war. People can see their plan right out in the light. There's no hiding anymore. They're out of the shadows. They're in the light. People can see all of this very, very clearly. And as they continue to push their plan forward, the people are going to reject. What is the biggest threat to the private Western Central Bank? The biggest threat to the private Western Central Bank is an alternative currency. Maybe like gold, silver, cryptocurrency. Look what gold and silver are doing right now. Actually, gold. It finally hit $1,900. Yes, it's moving up. Will they try to push it down? Yes, we know that gold and silver, they've been manipulated for a very long time. If they allow gold to continually move up, this will call into question the entire fiat system. They can't have people questioning the fiat system. And I used this example before. Take gold and go back in time to 1930s, where it was $35 an ounce. Bury the 1 ounce of gold. Bury the $35 paper currency. Yes, put it in like an airtight box so it doesn't disintegrate. Gold, it will be fine. Let's talk about our health. Collagen product sales are spiking in for good reason. Collagen is revered for giving skin its strength, elasticity, along with its power to reduce wrinkles. This isn't just hearsay. There's thousands of studies to back up these claims. However, typical collagen supplements you'll find on the store shelves usually don't work because they're filled with cheap or low-quality collagen and sometimes harmful ingredients, which leaves users unsatisfied when they don't see results. This is why you need to use multi-collagen. This collagen is a solution for aging that America is going crazy for. It's the best anti-aging solution on the market with the highest quality collagen blends our bodies need to look and feel younger. I recommend healthwithx22.com. Try it for 51% off by going to healthwithx22.com or click the link in the description. Leave it there until now. Dig them both up. Gold has not changed. It's still an ounce. You have the paper currency, which is $35. What can you purchase with $35? What could you purchase back in the 30s? Is it different? Of course it is. Why? Because the paper value lost its value. The ounce of gold that was worth 35 of the same fiat currency dollars, the Federal Reserve note, what is it worth today? Well, let's take 1900, for example. It's worth 1,900 Federal Reserve notes. What can you purchase with 1,900 Federal Reserve notes? A lot more than the paper currency, can't you? This is how you know the paper currency has lost value. This is why they manipulate the gold and silver market. Actually, if you go to the usdebtclock.org, you'll see the actual real value of gold and silver. Yes, the private Western Central Bank and all these ridiculous people are out there trying to say, well, no, the calculation needs to change and we need to do... No, the calculation doesn't change. It's the same way that it was back then. The only thing that changed is how they manipulate. The same thing with cryptocurrency. Actually, that is even a bigger threat to them. Because this allows the people to move into another currency with a push of a button. And you know why they're afraid of it? Because they can't ban it. You know those countries say, we ban this? Really? How are they going to ban this? Quite impossible. People will use VPNs. People will find a way to go around the ban. Actually, it's very difficult to ban a decentralized system. But countries like to say this. The private Western Central Bank likes to say this because their biggest fear is people waking up and understanding that they can do business in another currency. Why do you think they want to hire 87,000 IRS agents? Why do you think they're asking the question, who has cryptocurrency? Why do you think they're doing all of this right now? Because it's a threat to their system. And think about what they've done so far. They've taken cryptocurrency and they used information to push it down. Now remember, cryptocurrency, just like gold, is going to move up and down naturally because it's pegged to what? The dollar, the Federal Reserve note. So when that moves up and down, what happens to crypto and what happens to gold and silver? That moves up and down. If you add manipulation on top of that, well, then you can move it up and down more so. What happens when the people decide the fiat currency is no longer the people's currency and they move out of it and they make cryptocurrency the currency? Does it have these wild swings anymore? No. That goes away. See, this is what they don't want people to understand. If people understood that there's another currency system, and if we moved into the other currency system, it would maintain your wealth, the private Western central bank system would come to an end. This is what they're most afraid of. And I do believe there's certain corporations that know that this is coming, and they're hedging their bet. And I do believe that there were certain announcements made to push cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and all the other coins normally follow, way down, so certain institutional investors can get in. They're not going to pay the high prices. They want to get in at a lower point. It's also being used to force people away, because what announcement was made roughly at the same time? That the Fed was looking at digital currency. Now, this is not blockchain. It's not decentralized. It's a centralized digital currency, pretty much what we have today, without the paper part of it. And the Federal Reserve, the central bank establishment, would have total control over it. That is the difference. So instead of PayPal banning you, they could do it from the top level. And this announcement came out pretty much almost the exact same time that we saw the volatility in cryptocurrency because of manipulation from information and what the dollar was doing. Because if they just let it go, just like gold and silver, it would move up dramatically. And they don't want people to see this. Their entire plan right now, every time they try to push it, I'm talking about the private West Central Bank, every time they try to push it, it gets worse and worse for them. Remember, their entire plan has been countered now. They don't have a cover story. They can't make the case. So now everything's out in the open. Once you bring everything out into the open, it's no longer in the shadows, there's no cover story. It's a lot harder to push what you want to push, because now the people are saying, I don't want to eat bugs. I don't want to go into a full green system. I don't want a corporate tax for everyone. I don't want higher taxes for me. I don't want anything that you're proposing. And as they continue to do this and the economy starts to break down, people, they're going to lose hope. They're going to lose confidence in the people that are running this. And who are the people that are running this right now? Biden and the puppet masters, the private West Central Bank, the deep state players. And as they keep running it into the ground and pushing their policies, it just gets worse and worse for them. And the people, they will react. The people will say we need a change because there's a crisis coming, especially when inflation starts to really flare up. We're already starting to see it in wheat, in corn, in oil, you name it. When inflation really hits, which means the devaluation of the Federal Reserve note, people are going to say, okay, we're in this crisis. We need to make a change. Well, we already have the ability to make a change. Everything seems to be in place. It seems like the good guys decided to put certain things into place to help we the people out. And I do believe once a crisis hits, we're going to see a lot of things change. Remember, there are a lot of changes being made. Do you think the Congress that we have today is going to stay in place to protect the Federal Reserve? No. All they have to do is vote. All they have to say, there's a crisis. We need to move away from this system that's imploding. Or we need to audit to see what they're doing. Once this is in place, the Federal Reserve, the other private Western central banks, they will be doomed. Because the people are waking up, the people are understanding. And the people, they have an off-ramp from the Federal Reserve, from the central bank establishment. The people have the control. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.